Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast today. These podcasts are brought to you in part by our sponsors who really truly are what make these podcasts possible every week. O'Fallon Nutrition is a company that I've worked with for over 15 years. They're independently owned and operated, located here in O'Fallon, Missouri, right off of Highway K and Mexico Road. I call this place the Whole Foods of St. Charles County, but even if you are not located on this side of the river, it is still worth the drive. I can remember working all the way down at Powerhouse and still sending people out to O'Fallon Nutrition for their supplements. They are more than a supplement company. You can get grass-fed beef, salad dressing, seasoning for your cooking, hair care products, makeup, deodorant, toothpaste, essential oils, and all the vitamins and minerals that you can think of. If you're looking for clean, whole food nutrition, as well as home care, house care, skincare products, O'Fallon Nutrition is your place. You can take a look at them at o'fallonnutrition.com, or if you'd like to have something shipped, if you're listening to me from outside of St. Louis, you can certainly have items shipped. I know they do free shipping if it's an order over $50, and the phone number is 636-240-5283. Again, it's o'fallonnutrition.com. As well as if preparing your food on a weekly basis is your primary excuse for why you're not able to stay on a good, clean eating program, which is something that I hear very regularly from my clients, I would ask you to please take the time to check out Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com. They are a phenomenal place. We get our food from there during the week. They deliver to our Integrity location. They will deliver to your house. They also are just available for pickup. You can go to their Chesterfield location or their Kirkwood location and just pick up meals for the day, as well as just having them delivered right to your door. So if preparing your food is your main excuse for why you cannot stay on a healthy eating program, then I would suggest just stop by Pure Plates. Just try it. If you're trying to lower your blood pressure, you're trying to lower your cholesterol, you're trying to get your blood sugar down, try to do Pure Plates meals for a week and just see how different you feel. These are organic meals. They are gluten-free. If you need them to be, they can be dairy-free. They are soy-free. You're not taking any processed sugars or meat-curing agents or preservatives. They really, truly believe in nutrient-dense meals that are just whole food nutrition. And I've had my clients, or I've made recommendations for my clients for years at Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com, or you can call them to ask questions at 636-778-3555. Again, remembering that they have a location in Chesterfield as well as in Kirkwood that you can just run by and pick up a meal today. Everyone always asks me where I get my meat from, and given that I really eat meat on a daily basis, typically beef primarily, my meat is very important to me. I have an autoimmune condition and I want grain-free, corn-free meat, and I just haven't found the confidence in stores in knowing that I'm getting 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And I have searched and searched and searched for the right farm, and I have found the farm. It's fedfromthefarm.com, fed, F-E-D, from thefarm.com. These farmers are amazing. It's a family. They're here in Missouri, and they have the desire, just like I do, to see people well and to see people healthy, and they put a lot into what they do. It's such a wonderful family to support. They do offer 100% grass-finished, grass-fed, meaning that's it. A beef, and I get my ribeyes, I get my ground beef, my ground sirloin, I get my chuck roast. I mean, they basically have everything. They even have awesome jerky, but they also have eggs, they have chickens, and they have turkey. I'm planning on getting a turkey for Thanksgiving, and if you'd like lamb, they have that as well. But if you are in need of good quality grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or quality eggs, chicken, turkey, don't just settle for what you're getting at the local store. to go out on the internet and check out Fed from the Farm. That you can arrange a pickup or you can have it delivered to your home. And I can guarantee you're going to taste the difference. For me, my health actually depends on it. So I really thank God to have found such a great farmer. Fedfromthefarm.com. I hope it blesses you.
Welcome to Faith, Fuel, and Fitness, the Integrity Way, with your hosts, John and Debbie Morris from Integrity Training Systems.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Going to start our segment, as we always do, talking about what it means to be a warrior. If you look the definition of a warrior up, that is a brave or experienced fighter. If you're brave and experienced, that means you're going into the arena a little more set up than most people are. A lot of us are probably one or the other, brave enough to take on a situation we've not embarked on, or experienced enough to not require bravery because we've just been through a thing or two. So we always like to start by talking about either something that we have dealt with, Debbie or I, lately ourselves, as far as warrioring through, or a client or just someone in our lives that is struggling with something but fighting, to kind of show all of our listeners and everyone that you're not alone in what you're battling and that other people are fighting as well and that it's able to be overcome. So, Deb, I did last week first, so why don't you talk a little bit about something that either you or someone you've been dealing with is working on?
I think it's hard to sort of warrior through past hurts and not use those hurts to impact the impression of a current situation.
Yeah.
So, maybe someone has wronged you in a certain situation and it's legit. And I mean, you could get, like an entire jury and they would all stand up and be like, yeah, that person's guilty, like straight up, like they wronged you. Okay. And you have a strong case and it's a real deal. And you still, you've still found a way to process the forgiveness, and that it's only going to damage you if you stay angry or you stay hurt or whatever, and you've moved on, but yet it could be years down the road or days down the road, another circumstance comes up, and I think it takes, a lot of mental fortitude to push through the circumstance and say, I will not allow myself to have the same impression or this false attitude that things are going to go the exact same way again. This person's going to screw me over the same way that the other person screwed me over, or I'm going to end up losing money on this situation the way I lost money on the other situation, or there's going to, it really is a daily journey to equip your mind and equip yourself to really stay on the high road, stay on the faith road, to recognize that God may be taking people out of your life for a reason. Whatever happened to you in the past that caused that hurt, it doesn't mean it came from God, but He's brought you through it. And He's going to equip you to be strong enough to endure anything else that's coming. But if you can, I think, look at future circumstances with an optimistic eye, or not assume negative intent as you go into a circumstance, to me, that is just one of the things that you have to fight through. You have to tell yourself, I will expect favor in this situation. I will expect a favorable outcome. I have favor with this person. I have favor in this community. I have favor with this business. I have favor with God. Everything I put my hand to will prosper. And what's done is done in the past. The past is the past. It's not the present. So, yes, you want to learn from it. Of course you do. You don't want to go in that exact same circumstance again and allow yourself to be open to that exact same pain and hurt. And you certainly want to gain wisdom from it. But it doesn't mean that same thing is coming back at you again. And I think for me, there's a daily equipping to not assume, not make assumptions. There's a really great book called The Four Agreements. And I don't. It's not necessarily like a Christian book, but it's just a good book. Talking to you about basic agreements you should make with yourself to stay happy or to have quality energy in your life and to be positive. And one of the agreements is don't make assumptions. It's such a simple concept, but yet it's life-changing. Don't assume anything about anyone. Find out the facts and then make a decision based on the facts. Do not make decisions based off of assumptions, because you could be creating a motion picture in your mind of all the things that are transpiring, and quite literally none of them could be transpiring. And if you even so much as tell one person about that assumption you have in your mind, you've now planted the seed in them, and you've created that type of energy in them without even knowing it towards that person or towards the circumstance. And all of it may be based off of a very, very false reality.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it said before that perspective is reality. And what that doesn't mean is that whatever you choose to have your perspective be is what's causing the world to be what it is. What it means is whatever you are truly having as your perspective will become your reality. So if you think something's happening to you, or you're thinking someone's being negative, or that it's going to be a bad situation, you're probably right, because you're going to manifest that. You're going to tell people, oh, I think this person's out to get me, and I think that this is happening, and I think that this is going to be negative, and you're going to go into it with such a negative mindset, it'll almost be impossible for it to not be. And that happened a lot, and still happens a lot in law enforcement. It happened to me, and a lot of times, unfortunately, you'll see really good people become maybe not so great people because they deal with enough situations that they have an expectation that every scenario they're going to go into is going to be just as negative. And so they start treating what could otherwise potentially be an easy to handle scenario as a big deal. And that's where you're going to see that improper use of irritation or voice raising or yelling. And it's like, whoa, like what is going on? And they're functioning off of a past scenario. They're not going off of what they're dealing with right now. And so, that's something I struggle with to this day. If I think someone is out to get me based off of how someone has acted in the past, then I'm going to probably quickly put my guard up. And it's not to say that you should just take the punches to the face that life throws at you. You definitely want to learn and grow and be capable of defending when something negative does come up again. But what it means is each scenario and each person deserves the possibility to be positive. And if you just walk around thinking that everything is going to be negative, you will probably manifest that. And what happens is this is a slippery slope, because then you're going to be like, oh, well, I knew it. I knew that person was going to do that. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to be this bad, but it's only turned into that because you've allowed it to.
I mean, and the person might be yourself. I mean, you might say to yourself, I have tried and failed so many times on my diet. I've tried to do that diet. I've tried to change my food after the first of the year. And by the end of January, I have failed. I've tried to start exercising. And by the end of January, I don't go anymore. And for 6 months, I pay a membership at a gym, but I don't go because I just don't even want to go in there to cancel it. It may not even be that someone else has wronged you. It's just that you've made some mistakes, or you've had some encounters in the past with yourself that hasn't gone well. And now you're just already, assuming the worst, that it's just not even possible for you to turn things around, or not even possible for you to change things. So just because situations haven't worked out for you in the past with your health, it doesn't mean you're going to go down that same path again. And I can tell you that if you can claim it for your body and claim it for your life, you're going to have a way better chance. Like I said, just claiming that favor over your situation, over the people, but claiming that favor over your body and claiming that favor over your mind, and getting yourself into a position where you're thinking and you're acting in a way that you could succeed. You're thinking and you're acting in a way that you could continue to exercise. You could continue to eat clean. yes, you very likely are going to need some help. You're going to need some equipping for this. That's what we do. Don't always assume that it has to be done alone. Make the investment, hire someone, get someone that can give you an exact plan, exactly what to eat, exactly where to buy it from, exactly how to prepare it, what to do when you eat out. Get someone that can follow up with you, meet with them once a month, and really hold you accountable. Make sure that you're doing it. Someone that's going to track it with you and someone that's going to care about how you feel. And also meet someone for exercise. Have an appointment, because if you pay for it, you're probably going to do it. Now is the time of year. Everyone else in the country is going to be gearing up with you. Start thinking about how you can improve your health and how you can improve your life. For more information on a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers or a 6-month nutrition program with myself, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com or give us a call at 636-299-2208. For gluten-free, dairy-free, nutrient-dense baked goods delivered to your doorstep from my bakery, you can take a look at sophiesbakery.com. And for 100% grass-finished beef delivered to your door from my favorite farmer to you, fedfromthefarm.com.
Welcome back, everybody. John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Just finished talking to you about what it means to be a warrior, and want to talk a little bit about warrioring through the holiday seasons, as well as vacations and or family travel that may come with that. As we approach the holidays, we're in them. Basically Thanksgiving on becomes the holidays that are difficult to deal with, in that you're busy. Time is very crunched. There's a lot of food opportunities around you that you may not normally be a part of. Gatherings are required. It's just a different time of year than most of the rest of the year. I like to talk a little bit about that. The first thing we're going to talk about, though, is when you have to travel. Now, Debbie and I, we've just recently, this past weekend, went to Branson with some friends of ours, a couple families. And we stayed at a place in Branson, and gorgeous place. And the room that we were in did not have a microwave. It had a small mini fridge. It was a great room, but not one that's going to have all of the amenities that you may find in some other places. And it was really funny because when we had a gentleman that helped us as we were first going in with our stuff, he was like, wow, like you guys are really got some stuff. You really got some stuff coming in. And I was like, yeah, no, we definitely bring quite a bit. And then he was like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen anybody bring a microwave before. And I was like, yeah, no, we brought a microwave. We brought a little mini microwave. And what happened is, we all eat pretty clean. Debbie eats perfectly clean. Like there's nobody that eats as clean and proper as Debbie does. And then our daughter, obviously does the same. I do the same as well through my week. Occasionally on the weekends, I'll have something, a little bit off. But the point is, through our week, we require a lot of different foods to stay healthy. And those foods come in the form of packages that we take. This gentleman seeing extra travel bags, probably thinking it's clothing or shoes or whatever it may be, but it's literally ice-packed food. And then our microwave, when Debbie called the facility and she inquired on if there would be a microwave in the room or not, they informed her there would not be. And she asked if there was one rentable, and they said there is, but it's $20 a day. And so Deb actually went online and she found this small portable microwave for $50, which was actually cheaper than what it would have been to rent one at that location for $20 a day.
And now we have one to travel with.
But my point in telling you all of that is, when you do these travels, when you do these trips, you actually have to decide if you're going to allow them to sideline your health or not. For a guy to say, wow, you guys have brought a lot, and actually kind of be in awe of what we're bringing, kind of goes to show you how few people probably really do that. Now, we went out to dinner each night with the groups of friends that we were with, and we made good choices there. But we also had our food throughout the day that we had taken with us. And so as you're entering into this season of potentially going out of town to see family, or, maybe it's out of state, you're traveling a long distance, I just want to talk a little bit about the discipline that you can implement with what you bring or being prepared to purchase when you arrive, so that you don't completely derail yourself. So Deb, when you've got people that are going to be traveling, since you do our nutrition, and you're conversing with them about like how to go about that, what are some suggestions you usually make as far as like what to take or how to plan for when they get there?
Well, like example for us is, we went to Silver Dollar City, and we're going to be there for 5 or 6 hours. And so we ate right before we went to Silver Dollar City, and I warmed up my food in the microwave in the room. We ate there. And then I had a backpack, not a huge backpack, but a smaller backpack that I brought with us. And I had the new Primal meat sticks in there. I had little baggies of cashews. I had the almond flour crackers, and I had the That's It bars, which are just fruit. They're just little fruit bars, and all it is fruit. Like, that's it. That's the only thing that's in it. That's why it's called That's It. And so we were prepared. We had a couple waters in the backpack. We're prepared for, in 3 hours, we're not just going to go and get nachos. We're not just going to go and get cookies or popcorn, because really that was it. I mean, that was all that I looked, because I'm thinking clients are going to be here. I want to see, like, could they get a turkey leg? Like, could they, the area that we walked, and maybe it was just the area that we walked in, which we were there for 5 hours, there was nothing but funnel cakes and just stuff. Yummy stuff, very, very yummy stuff. But nothing that I could have even remotely touched. My daughter can't touch it because she has to be gluten-free. My husband has to be gluten-free. So we went into one of these shows, and we sat there and ate meat sticks. We had some of the, the stuff. Now, I even have to be super intense with the way I eat. And I ate one of those fruit bars and kind of got myself through the day. But just think, if you're traveling on a plane and you're going to be on a plane for several hours, and that plane may get delayed, and then you're going to get to the airport, what are you going to do? Be prepared with things like this.
Right.
An RX bar, a Lara bar, a protein bar isn't going to only get you by. That's why the meat sticks with it, or the individual packets of collagen that you could put in a cup of coffee. Nuts with you, pumpkin seeds with you would be great. Those That's It bars would be excellent, because all of this is going to provide a balance for you. So you're going to get some protein from the collagen or from the meat stick, and then you're going to get some good quality fat from the nuts or from the pumpkin seeds, and then you're going to get some carbs from the That's It bar. So it's going to be a very balanced form of eating, and it's going to sustain you for another 3 hours until you can get yourself to a restaurant or to a place where you can get what you need. Now, if you are at an airport, great. Go and find yourself a hamburger. Get a hamburger with no bun. Ask for some extra lettuce, tomato, pickles, mustard. Look for a fruit cup at the Starbucks. Get a coffee and put the collagen that you have inside it. Like, where there's a will, there's a way. Get a chicken breast sandwich with no bun and then just eat the chicken off of it. There is a way for you to get through it, or there's also a way for you to just say, I was in this situation, so I just blew it. Then you come home exhausted. You have a migraine as you're going to visit your family. Your skin issues start to pop up. Your gut starts to feel super bloated. You're going to end up putting yourself in a situation where there's going to be regret. Now, if you want to have something, have something. If it's Christmas and your mom, you traveled to see your mom and she makes that amazing meal, have it. Enjoy it. Don't regret it. Enjoy every minute of it. But I don't think what you're going to have at the airport or what you're going to have at some random fast food restaurant that you had to stop at is going to be worth it to you. And I think the way it's going to make you feel is it's really going to not be worth it for sure. Now, this is the way that we equip you. I mean, this is the way that we instruct you. We want you to know what to do when you travel. Make sure you bring your electrolytes with you. Drink plenty of water. You don't want to start getting Charlie horses in the middle of the night. The flight's going to really change your lymphatic system. There's a lot to consider. For more information on a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers or a 6-month nutrition program with myself, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com or give us a call at 636-299-2208. For gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods, take a look at sophiesbakery.com. And for 100% grass-fed meat, take a look at fedfromthefarm.com.
Welcome back, everybody. John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. We're going to talk a little bit this segment further into the holiday season. We just talked a little bit about traveling during the holiday season and some of the disciplinary preparation that can go into ensuring that you don't let your health tank. But I want to talk about a little more of the psychology of the holiday season as it relates to health and wellness, food and exercise. So a lot of times this time of year becomes more stressful than positive for a lot of people. Like if you think about the reason for Christmas and, the reason for the season, if you will, it should actually be like an extremely happy, positive time of the year where we're all excited for what, Jesus did for us. But what it turns into is, dear Lord, can I get Barbie 7.5 third edition long jet black hair for my daughter, or am I going to have to stab somebody to get it from Walmart tomorrow? It becomes this like, high tension. People are on the road honking at you, flipping you off, and you're like, Merry Christmas. Stress is hard on your health. It really is. Like when stress hits, your sleep gets thrown off, your cortisol levels increase, your fight or flight is constantly turned on, your adrenals blow out. Like you can end up in a situation where, like, even if you're doing all of the things you should be doing to be healthy, you end up unwell. And so that's the point I want to make is you have to control the variables you can control. The time of the year is going to have some stress with it. There are going to be time constraints. There are going to be responsibilities. There are going to be inevitable gatherings that occur. And so you want to focus on controlling, okay, like I can still eat clean. I can still get my workouts in. I just have to maybe get a little creative with how I do that. And what I really want to talk about, not letting the stress or just the difficulty of the time of year derail you from everything, especially when it comes to, well, I'm going to go to this family gathering and I have to eat the thing that my mom makes for me because she's been making it for me for 60 years. I'm not just talking about young people here. I'm talking about like adults that have grandchildren that don't want to upset their mom. Like we all have situations like that where it's like, okay, we're going to consume this, and when that happens, like it's really easy to get derailed for the rest of the season. Deb, I want you to talk a little bit about this and then I'll talk a little more further after you. But when you have clients that come to you and they say things like, listen, I'm so busy this time of the year, like I might as well not even meet with you. I'm just going to meet with you in January because, I'm going to be eating this, I'm going to be eating that. Like, how do you try to guide someone, just briefly through this time of year?
Well, I mean, I would say waiting to meet with me is probably the worst thing you could possibly do because
Sure.
you're kicking the can further down the road.
Right.
I mean, just hold yourself accountable during this period of time. Set yourself up to where there is some layer of effectiveness and I guess just kind of quit controlling, quit, putting these voices in your head that makes you think that you absolutely cannot make it through the holidays in a healthy fashion.
Right.
Because you can. I mean, you really can. I hear people say something like, well, I'm going to this party, so I'm going to have drinks. But I mean, do you really hear what you're saying right now?
Right.
You're telling me you have to have drinks. You
Right.
absolutely have to have drinks. If those drinks derail you and they end up making you eat bad food and they end up making you feel super swollen and they make you sick, they throw off your gut, they throw off your brain, do you really have to have drinks?
Well, I mean, the parties I go to, we really like to party, so I have to have cocaine. Like, I know that probably sounds silly, but that's just what we do, right? And I know that's a little over the top, guys, but listen, like, you get to decide what you have, okay? And if the crowd you're hanging out with has an expectation that you're going to have something that you don't want or need or know that you should have, maybe you should question that a little bit more than saying, I have to have this thing that I know is going to make me not feel well.
And so the question that people will normally have is there a better form of alcohol? Is there a better dessert? Is there a better piece of bread that I can have? Okay, possibly. Yes, there is. Does it always just have to be that you eliminate it? It really just depends on where you're at with your life. I mean, if you genuinely have health issues and you know for a fact that those foods are furthering the diabetes, they're furthering the heart disease, they're furthering the autoimmune condition, they're causing neurological issues, they're causing brain issues, they're causing mood shifting. Do you really want to continue to consume those foods is the question, because you could control that variable. That is one area that you can control. And like what John was just saying, there actually is an impact. Like your food is actually having an impact on you and making it to where you may not be able to control the variables because
Right.
it changes your brain chemistry
Right.
so much that you actually really struggle at being able to reason through and make the right decisions and really truly stay away from those foods. So like, is there a better alcohol? Well, beer is liquid bread. So you're not only going to have an alcohol impact on the body, but you're going to have a bread impact on the body. So if you have a gluten sensitivity, you're going to end up having a gluten impact on the body. It's metabolically like eating bread, but then it's also drinking gasoline. Wine is going to be like eating sugar. So grapes are very high in fructose. So it's going to be a higher sugar content. A dry wine would be better by all means. Vodka with some Perrier or some a Pellegrino with the lime, a little bit cleaner. But your whiskeys, just those different types of alcohols are going to be like syrup to the body. So it's really going to negatively impact you. And then alcohol just in general will create a histamine response that can throw off your skin, can throw off your gut, can throw off your joints, can throw off your muscles, making everything achy, can cause allergy symptoms. Excess dairy when you're maybe not consuming that will start to change the brain. It will start to change all of your allergy symptoms. So is there a better form than another? Sure, maybe you get a gluten-free bread, maybe you get a dairy-free item, but does that necessarily make those foods healthy for you? No, but it may remove the gluten or it may remove the
Sure.
dairy, at least in that circumstance. Are there healthier ways of making things? Absolutely. I mean, I have 5 cookbooks for that reason. Whole30 recipes are excellent. There's lots of desserts that you could make that would allow you to really feel like you're enjoying your food, but not making you sick at the same time. And I just think it's very easy to say, no, I just know I'm going to have to go to these things. I know I'm going to have to do all this. And so I'm just going to throw in the towel. I'm going to go ahead and gain 10 pounds. I'm going to throw off my heart. I'm going to throw off my kidneys. I'm going to throw everything off because it's just so much harder than to just say, no, I'm not having those things. I've got to start coming up with some exceptions.
Right.
Because I'm not having those things. But at the end of the day, pick your heart.
Right. Well, and I'm going to just read a little bit of this real quick. This is a post that you actually made recently, and I just like it word for word, so I'm going to fire this off. But you were listening to Ed Mylett talking about leveling up this time of year when everyone else is leveling down or staying the same. And one day of bad eating often turns into 2 and then 3. One day of missed workouts and an avoidance of healthy habits often turns into 2 or 3. And I like this part. You said everyone deserves a rest day. This is not what you're referring to. This is referring to the power that one more bad meal can have on you, such that that Thanksgiving dinner was amazing. It was the cookies for breakfast and the pie for lunch that were the issue. Now you're doled out from sugar, gluten, dairy, toxic ingredients, and you don't feel like doing anything. Next thing you know, you've gone a week with bad food or completely stopped your workouts. That is not balance. That is actually creating imbalance. And so I really like that for two reasons. One, the point is, like, it's okay for you to have a holiday meal. It's okay for you to enjoy the pie you've really been looking forward to, or, you know, that you're going to eat something that's completely out of the norm, but like pick a day for it. You know, like don't graze it for the next week and then all of a sudden you're not feeling well. You know, I'll give you an example. Like we talk about dairy. Like I don't do well with dairy or gluten. And while we were in Branson, I just decided I really like Caesar salads. I was like, I'm going to have a Caesar salad each night and I'm going to not have croutons on it. And so for 3 nights, I had a Caesar salad. And then on the third night, I even let them put a piece of cheese on my burger. Now, I had no bread. I wasn't doing gluten of any form. This morning, I woke up and my throat is scratchy and I'm having to clear it, like, you know, and I've got some almost like stuffiness to my nose. And what's absurd about it is, like, I'm not sick. What I am doing is having an immune reaction to the mucus that I have generated from the dairy. Now, what's fascinating about that with my body, and actually pretty common for a lot more people's bodies than they realize, is my immune system is fighting that. So I am actually lowering my immune system. If I had consumed the gluten with those meals, like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to have these croutons or I'm going to leave the bun on my burger, I guarantee you I would be sick right now. I'd have some form of cold, or I would have caught a respiratory infection or a flu-like situation because my immune system would have been overridden by fighting off what I was consuming. So here's the problem. I probably would have not even had the scratchy throat at one day, maybe even at 2, but 3 in a row, it became an issue. And that's the only thing off I consumed. The rest of my food for the whole weekend was exactly what I described in the first and second segment. Like, we brought it with us. So when you're thinking about the fact, like, I don't want to throw these leftovers away, or I'm going to have this, you know, or I'm not going to, you know, it's like, it's only 3 more cookies. I'll eat 1 a day. It's like, you're almost better off like crashing an entire day than having a little bit of something each day, because you're just furthering how long those reactions can be occurring in your body. But the final point I want to make from a psychological perspective when it comes to the holidays is choose to have something, choose where to have it and when to have it and who to have it with, and don't beat yourself up about it. Like, don't create this weird, almost closet eating, shoveling the holiday food in your mouth and then feeling like garbage tomorrow, and then also feeling bad about it. Like, enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, enjoy the family, enjoy who you're having it with. Pick something that actually makes sense. Like, don't eat an entire pack of saltine crackers because they're there. Have the pie you want, have the pizza, have whatever it's going to be, but then move on from it, both physically and emotionally. Physically, accept the repercussion. I've got a scratchy throat. It'll be gone tomorrow or the day after. Accept that and move on. And don't beat yourself up over choosing to do it. It's not a weakness. It's just saying, hey, I can step away from this for a moment before I come back and stay healthy. But don't let it end your year with 3 months of being off the rails.
That's good advice. For more information on a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers or a 6-month nutrition program with myself, please take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com or give us a call at 636-299-2208 for gluten-free, dairy-free, nutrient-dense baked goods from my personal bakery to your door. Take a look at sophiesbakery.com and 100% fully grass-finished beef from my favorite farmer, fedfromthefarm.com.
Welcome back, everybody. This is John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. We've talked a lot about the holiday scenarios that are coming around from, kind of the Thanksgiving. And we were even talking on break. Really, it starts at Halloween through the end of the year, January 1st. And it's like the best day to start being healthy was yesterday. The second best day is today. And the worst day that you can do it is tomorrow. If you keep waiting until tomorrow, first off, you're not even guaranteed that there will be one. And second off, you're always going to say tomorrow. If that's the goal, is tomorrow. I like to joke about my dad. He used to always say when we were growing up, he'd get to it Thursday. And if he told you he would get to something Thursday, it meant he wasn't doing it. Like, yeah, I'll get to that Thursday or maybe next Thursday. It's kind of like there's always going to be another Thursday that's showing up, And so I just want to talk a little bit about why we even have a business. It's like, it cracks me up the amount of clients that we get or even people I encounter that'll talk about their spouses, significant others or whatever. Like, why do you need a personal trainer? Like, why do you need a health coach? Like, all you got to do is eat what you're supposed to eat and exercise. Like, you can go on Google and you can find all of the workouts in the world. Like, I can download a 99-cent program that tells me every body part to work, how long to work it, what set count, what rep count. And so, without going too in depth into the actual physiology, the kinesiology of the body training, or even getting too in depth with the nutrition and how every human being has different reactions to different types of foods and nutritional setups that Deb spends hours upon hours upon hours a week researching, without talking about the expertise. Like, let's just say that these spouses that don't think you should spend the money are correct, and you can find all of this on Google. The reason our job exists is also to support you. Like, there's something to be said about a network. They talk about a village being required to raise a child. That never really goes away. The Bible even speaks to surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. And I don't believe that that's just talking about other Christians. I believe that's talking about other people that are doing what you're trying to do. And so when you think about, like, what is a health coach? Debbie actually wrote this. A health coach is someone who believes having a family is the reason you should eat clean, not the excuse for why you cannot. A health coach should navigate you on how to shop effectively and give you guidance on how to prepare food for all taste preferences. Healthy living for the whole family can be easy, accessible, and it should taste good. You need guidance on how to navigate through it all as efficient as possible. And then, she goes a little further into talking about how that applies to even building and raising a child. But, like, the point is, not everything in life is meant to be done alone, and there is an overwhelming sensation that comes from trying to figure it all out. So our job is to figure it out for you and with you, to help equip you to learn how to do it for the rest of your life. And I just want to give a quick example that has nothing to do with nutrition or training, but I have a friend of mine, and they have a business where they will come into your home and organize things for you. So, like, if you have a situation where you've got a basement that's out of whack or a, closet that's completely off the rails, like, she comes in and she organizes. She will come back to you with an amount that it's going to cost to buy things that she feels she may need, like baskets or wall hanging things, stuff like that. And then once you approve it, she'll even go as far as purchasing that stuff and putting it on the walls for you. Well, we all know that we can clean. Like, we all know that we can pick stuff up and put it away. We all know that we can hang our clothes up on hangers, right? Well, I have another friend that recently used her services, and she said that they worked together for about 4 hours. And that friend is like, now I actually see it. I get, like, it's like the initial mess, the initial, like, pile of stuff, it's gone. And I can visualize how to move forward with it. I should have known originally, but I didn't. And so now I can visualize how to actually move forward with where I'm going to hang my stuff and how I'm going to be able to keep myself from allowing that to happen again. And I just want to give a shout out to Beth. That's who I'm talking about. She owns a company called D-Junk Fast. You can reach out to her at 636-544-7279 if you need assistance with that. I know that she's helped us with that in the past too. But just like her business did, her business allowed my other friend to be like, oh, wow, like I can do this now. I can keep up with this. That's a health coach's job. Like our job is to teach you, yes, this is the right form. This is how you superset things together to maximize the result that you're trying to achieve physically. This is the caloric intake you should be at. This is the micro and macronutrients to achieve the health and wellness that you need without having reactions to things that are negative for your body. But our job, first and foremost, is to show you that you can do it and to guide you into such a way that it kind of becomes second nature for you. Because most of us, if we have to figure something out, we can. Like if you tell me that I have to fix the engine in my car, I can probably do enough research. I can probably get in there and trial and error and eventually fix an engine. Maybe just watching a YouTube tutorial to walk me step by step by step. But that's time. That's energy. That's efficiency. And if we have to have jobs and we have to have families and we have to, do all of the things that life has us doing, we don't really have time to spend on that. We really need to focus on doing the things that keep us moving forward in life. And if you don't have your health to back you up, you aren't going to be living the strongest and best life that you could be living.
Absolutely. I mean, the reality is that, am I capable of organizing every square inch of our house? Are you kidding me? I'd probably be the most obsessive, compulsive, detailed person you'll ever meet for as long as you live. But I have a job. I have 2 companies. I have all of these things that, I have to get my workouts in. I have to take care of myself. So I hired somebody, and now that she's put all those things in place, I'm keeping up with it. All of our drawers are organized. Our pantry is organized. Our closets are organized. Our basement is organized. And our garage is organized. Beth set up parameters that now John and I can work within, and it actually is making us feel more calm. We feel like we have peace because we have a flow to our place and a flow to our day. That's what a health coach does. You set up the parameters of how to eat healthy, how to handle it when you have to go to a party, how to go to your kids' school, what to feed your children, what to help your husband with, how to go on a vacation, how to be on a plane. Like the health coach is setting up the drawer organizer for you. They're putting the things in place so that all you have to do is just follow their instruction. And you leave it up to them and you follow their instructions, you will create a lifetime of good health. I mean, a lifetime. So it's just truly something that I just don't think people recognize how game-changing it can be to completely turn things around, because it changes your brain, it changes your mood, it changes the way you think, it changes your strength, it reduces inflammation in the body, it's going to protect your bones, it's going to make you feel better about yourself, which is going to increase your confidence. There's so many layers to improving your health, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, even something as simple as the food allowing you to sleep better and the sleep causing recovery to be higher.
Absolutely.
It's what we do. And the reason we do it and the reason we've invested the way we have is just to help people be well. I had a heart attack. I remember being in my 20s and being like, well, this is what it feels like to get old. Like, are you saying that right now? How old are you? I've got people I train right now that are almost 90 and they throw hay bales around. So it's like, how old are you that you're saying this is what it feels like to be old? I said it in my 20s. It's nonsensical. It's time to find out how healthy and well you can really be.
And we can help you with that. There's another level to your life. And I just think that, there's something in your heart that's telling you that you need to start making some different decisions. And we pray that we planted seeds in you today that will just create a decision to do something different. And that decision could change things not only for you, but for your family and for all of the people around you, your employees, everyone. For more information on a 6-month nutrition program with myself or a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com or give us a call at 636-299-2208. For gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods delivered to your door from my personal bakery, take a look at sophiesbakery.com, and 100% grass-finished beef from my favorite farmer, fedfromthefarm.com. Thank you so much for listening and have a healthy holiday.